So yeah, that was the Zone of Tech Google Pixel 3 concept, because the Google Pixel 3 is coming out pretty soon. It's actually coming out around October or so, so we're about 2 months away from when Google will be releasing their next smartphone. And fun fact, the Pixel 2 XL is actually my daily Android driver. I mean, yes, I do have an S9 Plus as well, but the Pixel 2 XL is what I ended up using alongside my iPhone 10. I just like the stock Android experience, the zero bloatware. The camera is just incredible, especially the image processing, and then the front-facing camera is still the best one on any smartphone. The UI is extremely fluid, and then you get day one updates instead of, 1 year later, or maybe even never, like you do with pretty much every other manufacturer out there, including Samsung. Now, you know why I'm looking really forward to the Pixel 3, because of everything that I mentioned before. So here's all the latest leaks and rumors and everything you need to know in terms of the Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL. So grab some snacks, because this is going to be one fairly interesting video. Really excited for the Pixel 3, and here's everything you need to know. Okay, so a few months ago we had our first look at Android P, or Android 9.0, the developer beta, and that's where Google added native support for notches in Android. That was pretty interesting to see, and I know at the moment pretty much every manufacturer makes a smartphone that comes with a notch. Fun fact, the Essential phone was actually the first phone to come with a notch, then the iPhone 10, and then everyone started copying the iPhone 10 because, it's Apple. They should have just copied the Essential phone, because honestly it has the smallest notch and also the nicest looking one. And because Google added native notch support in Android P, I was 100% certain that the reason wasn't because, everyone else was making notch smartphones, but because Google was actually working on their very own. And it seems like my presumptions were correct, because just a few weeks later, we got the first actual Pixel 3 leak. So this was posted on XDA developer forums, and it showed a device that from the back looked almost identical to the Pixel 2 XL, with the exception of rounded corners on the metal back, which could mean that this is just colored glass instead of a metal back that we had with the Pixel 2 XL. And this could also mean that we can finally have wireless charging on the Pixel 3 XL. And then on the front, we can see that well-expected notch. And then we've also had some case leaks from Ice Universe. He posted this one showing exactly the same design that we've seen in the first ones, in the first leaks. And then the most recent leak was actually posted on XDA developers again. This one comes from member Dr. Guru, and here we can see a fully working Pixel 3 XL, at least in the recovery mode. Now there are a few things here that I want to address. The first one is obviously the notch. Take a look at that notch. Whoa, this thing is the deepest notch on any Android smartphone, or any smartphone for that matter, but there seems to be a really good reason for that. So Google seems to be now using 2 front camera modules for the Pixel 3 XL. Now, as far as I'm aware, no other company other than Apple has managed to get a fully working 3D depth sensing camera array yet, just because it's very expensive to develop such tech. And what Google seems to have done here is basically use the second camera module on the front instead of the dot projector that maps your entire face in 3D like Apple does. And then Google has the most advanced image processing in the industry, so if there's someone that can pull this off even better than Apple with, less tech, then that would be Google. And Google was already doing the portrait mode effect with a single camera module on the front of the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL, and it worked even better than Apple's depth sensing camera, which was a bit funny because Apple had, proper hardware for that. Google was relying mostly on software. Apple has improved their front-facing camera in the meantime with iOS 12, by the way, so it's much better than before. But yeah, what I'm saying is that if Google could do that with a single camera module, imagine what they could do with 2 modules. Now, the second reason why we have that long notch and fairly thick chin is because of the speakers. So just like the Pixel 2 did, the Pixel 3 would also come with dual front stereo speakers, and this is why we need that extra space on the bottom as well as on the top. Now, for me personally, I would honestly pick a better design over better speakers, and most of the time, I'm actually using headphones anyways, for music at least. But yeah, do let me know in the comments which one would you actually pick, because from a design perspective, yes, the Pixel 3 SL doesn't really look that great, and when most people buy a phone, when most people just, go into a store, I bet that not even 1% would be like, okay, I'll get the ugly Pixel 3 XL because, I know for sure that it has some really good speakers. No one would say that. They'll just buy the S9 because, it's a better looking device, and that's it. That's what most people go for, the looks. And speaking of looks, the white model also got leaked. So the Pixel 2 XL, this one came in this panda look, which I absolutely loved. The white one, that was one of the best designed phones on the back that I've ever seen, honestly. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But it seems like now with the Pixel 3 XL, we would have the same uniform color on the back. However, just like the black one, the white model does seem to come with a matte coating on the bottom portion of the back. The leaker has also confirmed that this is indeed the full glass back, which would most likely mean that wireless charging would be finally added to the Pixel 3 XL, because this was actually my main complaint. I have a wireless charging stand on my desk, and I always have my iPhone 10 in there, but when I want to put my Pixel 2 XL in there, well, I cannot do that because it doesn't have wireless charging, so I need to use an actual cable to charge it, which, you know, it's not that cool and not that convenient. Also on the back, we can see a single camera module. So it seems that Google is going to be the only smartphone manufacturer that won't feature a dual camera module in their flagship device, which means that we won't be getting optical zoom on this thing, but a portrait mode is going to be still really, really good, because we had that with a Pixel 2 XL and a Pixel 2 with a back-facing camera with a single camera module. That was really, really good. So, you know, there's no really a downside when it comes to the portrait mode, just the optical zoom, which we won't be getting because of that single camera module. We've also had another leak a few weeks ago comparing the smaller Pixel 3 with a Pixel 3 XL. These were actually two leaked screen protectors, and here we can see how the smaller variant won't be getting a notch, just like the Pixel 3 XL, but instead it would feature a squared off design similar to the Pixel 2, just with smaller bezels than, you know, last year's model. And then finally, a Geekbench 4 score of a Pixel 3 XL smartphone was posted on Geekbench on August the 1st, so basically just yesterday. And this one shows a score of 2426 for the single core and 8355 for the multi-core, which, you know, it's okay. It's basically the standard Snapdragon 845 score, which is still significantly lower than the Apple A11 processor inside the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 10. Apple's almost launching, you know, the Apple A12, so yeah, A11 is from last year. Even the A10, single core wise, is better than the Snapdragon 845, and even the A9 from 2015 from the iPhone 6s is better single core wise, which most apps would be using anyways, than the Snapdragon 845. So Qualcomm has a lot of catching up to do. We can also see the amount of RAM on this thing, which seems to be 4 gigabytes. Yeah, 4 gigabytes would actually match the amount of RAM on the Pixel 2 XL, and yeah, I mean, the Pixel 2 XL had good RAM management. It was pretty good. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't the best one out there. Some phones with 6 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes of RAM, especially those with a very light UI skin, they had much better RAM management than the Pixel 2 XL. So I was really hoping to see 6 gigabytes of RAM in this, but again, this leak could be fake. It's not 100% confirmed yet, so we'll have to wait 2 more months and see. But yeah, on the CPU side, it's definitely going to be the Snapdragon 845, so we don't really have any other option than that. In terms of the RAM, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's going to be 6 gigabytes, really hope so. Then in case you're wondering, it would be running Android P or Android 9 right out of the box, which also seems to be visible here on the Geekbench leak. Okay, so in the end, we pretty much know everything there is to know about the Pixel 3 as well as the Pixel 3 XL. So the 3 XL would be this year's flagship. It would come with an improved camera as well. 4K 60 video, by the way, finally on a Pixel phone. This would be thanks to the Snapdragon 845 processor. Google might add also an improved slow motion, thanks to also the Snapdragon 845. And I'm really hoping that we'll see a time-lapse mode, because we don't really have that on a Pixel. I've done a camera comparison between a Pixel 2 XL and the iPhone 10 and the S9 in case you want to check those. But yeah, I didn't have a time-lapse recording mode in the stock camera app, which is a pretty big downside. But other than that, the camera was already really good with a 2 XL, and it's only going to get even better with a 3 XL and a 3. Obviously, the front-facing camera is the biggest improvement with that second module, which would also be used most likely for some sort of face unlock, sort of like we have on the iPhone 10 or even the Samsung Galaxy S9. The intelligence scan, so that's most likely coming, and then maybe even some animojis or some AR focused features, basically, with a front-facing camera. So that would most likely make an appearance with a 3 and a 3 XL. And by the way, this is the Pixel 3 XL Zone of the concept. And yeah, I mean, it's not the best looking phone in 2018, but you cannot argue that it still looks really, really good, especially in white. I mean, like we've seen in the leak, Google might not be releasing a dual-tone Pixel 3 XL this year, like in 2017, but I don't know, I really wish that they would do that because everyone just loved the Panda 2 XL. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about a Pixel 3 and a Pixel 3 XL, if you would be picking one up and why. Obviously, the main reasons for me would be, you know, updates day one, great customer support, and then also a really, really fluid experience and stock Android and a really good camera. Not the best design, but you know, you have those 5 things which basically overcome, you know, the design issue. And it's not, like I said, it's not a really, really bad design. It's not as good as the S9s or maybe even the iPhone 10s. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about all this. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more Leaks and Rumors episodes like this one and more in-depth tech videos. Also be sure to join the notification squad by tapping on that bell icon, and you'll be notified as soon as a new video comes out. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. Feel free to like if you enjoyed it, to let me know. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Really looking forward to this phone again. It's coming out in around October, maybe the end of September. But this is the device I'm looking most forward to when it comes to, I'm looking forward to the most when it comes to Android phones. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. I'm Daniel, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Son of Tech, signing out. Cheers.